for example, you hear sounds, you hear someone, music, something like that. Listening is just kind of you understand. For example, when you are actually listening to music, so you understand the music, you understand the lyrics, something like that.
And also the feelings of music,
Of course,
right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay. So thank you for that. And question number 2, can you give us a situation where you listen to someone?
Well, that's what you're doing right now. I'm listening to you. Well, I can say that. For example, when a teacher is talking to God, discussing with God, or your mother is talking to you, that's how you listen to the word.
Yes, I would say. Another question, right? Is it okay?
Of course.
How do you think active listening skills impact students positively in terms of learning?
Well, that is very beneficial actually. It is because this really helps students in terms of their learning. They understand better in the listening skills.
Yes, when do you think is the best time to listen?
Well, most of the time when someone is actually talking, so I can say that when someone is talking, you should listen.
Okay, thank you so much, Chai, for your time, and we really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Go.
Good morning. What is your name? I'm Jelane Bego.
What department?
I'm ESL English second year.
Here's the question. For you, what is the difference between hearing and listening?
The word hearing and listening is a big difference for every word. When we say hearing is that you just you listen but not really comprehend. While listening is that when you listen, you understand every word, every sentences, and you comprehend it well.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, can you give us a situation where you listen to someone?
Here, this is the situation where I listen to you, I comprehend, and I answer you the question that you have.
Next question. How do you think active listening skills impact students positively in terms of learning?
Active listening helps everyone, not just in students, but also in every person. Because when we listen, when we listen, gana na to na makita na musta ka tao na minaw jud mo, dili lang kay sulti ka niya, wala lagi libay ra sa usa ka dunggan mo na siya.
Then, last question. When do you think is the best time to listen?
When we listen, there are factors that we need to know. The noises, background, karon na saba kayo mo, bigay ko kadungog, kaya na kayo hearing problems. Usa kanang
Good morning, sir. Here we are. Can we ask for a question for you, sir? But before that, what's your name again, sir?
Okay, so my name is Junbin C. Abelgas.
And what department do you?
So I am CT department. Specifically, I am currently taking Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English, and I am third year college student.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to ask you a few questions. First question is, for you, what is the difference between hearing and listening?
Alright, so for me, if I'm going to answer that question, I believe that if we are talking about hearing, it's all about what you hear, like the music, the sound. But if we are talking about listening, what you have listened that you need to understand, that you need to analyze in order for you to speak. So that is why it is very important to know what you are listening, because that is the time that you can speak, because what you have learned from based on what you have listened.
Thank you for that, sir. And the second question, sir, is, can you give us a situation where you listen to someone?
Right, so for me, like for example, during the discussion, so it is very important that we listen to our teacher, and this is the time that we listen, because after that our teacher will ask, specifically us, we are the students, so our teacher will ask us what are the learnings that we learn from them. So that is why it is very important to listen very carefully to our teacher, and that is the time that we listen, and that kind of situation.
Thank you, sir. And the third question, sir, is, how do you think active listening skill impacts students positively in terms of learning?
So for me as an English and specifically a future teacher, so I believe that active listening is very important and can impact in our, as a person. So it helps us to, because in the active listening language, it is part of the macro skills, which is the listening skill. So it is very important that we know what we listen. Because through listening, we can give our ideas, our notions, that we respond based on the questions that has been given to us.
Okay, sir. And last and final question. When do you think is the best time to listen?
For me, the best time to listen is that when someone gives you the authority to speak, because we cannot speak without the authority, without the permissions to that someone, because there is a misunderstanding if both parties or both persons speak together. So that is why if someone is speaking, so that's the time that you listen. Because if you listen, that you can give the response, on how to respond based on what you have heard from that question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Good morning. Is it okay to conduct a student? May I know your name first?
I'm Suzanne. I'm Miles Acaba. And I'm from the Senior High School in Fort
So, for you, what is the difference between hearing and listening?
Hearing is merely hearing someone talk or someone speaking to other, while listening is processing the information that someone is saying.
So, can you give us a situation where you listen to someone?
One situation would be when a teacher is discussing a lesson about your subject and you are listening to your teacher while he is talking.
Next question is, how do you think active listening skill impacts students positively in terms of learning?
So, as we all know, listening is processing the information or the thought that someone is saying to us. So, with that definition, students are able to retain it, understand the lessons and topics that their teacher is teaching. So, that will make their learning more efficient.
Okay, the next is, when do you think is the best time to listen?
The best time to listen is when someone is speaking or talking, because while they are talking, you can process and know how to respond to that person.
Thank you.
Good morning, Miss. May I know your name? Good morning. I am Kimberly A. Student bachelor's degree.
For you, Miss, what is the difference between hearing and listening?
For me, when we say hearing, we only use our sense of hearing, like our ear. We just hear it without understanding. Okay. So and while we say listening, listening is we hear it and then we digest the information that we have received. Like we understand.
Second question is, can you give us a situation where you listen to someone?
Actually, as a situation, what I can do is when I have a friend, my friend is having a love life. They broke up with her boyfriend. So what I did is I listened all her rants regarding with the situation that she is having when they were together with his boyfriend. So as a way that I have listened what information she was saying is I responded according to what she said.
So, next is, how do you think active listening skill impacts students positively in terms of learning?
Actually, it's really important to have an active, to have a skills which is, I consider active listening a skills because
when you do listen, especially when the teacher is discussing in front of you during your lectures, there's actually a retention of the information. Like it will last not just a day or a year, but lifetime when you listen to the information that has been given to you. If the teacher is discussing in front, you're just hearing it will enter your right ear and then left on your left ear. The last question is, when do you think is the best time to listen?
I think the best time to listen is when there is no physical interaction or any like what I mean with physical interaction is noise without many people making any unnecessary sound is the best time because may have a what we call this communication barrier or you can understand each other when there's that physical distraction. Aside from that, when you're, I think, emotionally okay, because have you experienced that when you're not emotionally okay, you cannot listen to what people have said.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you so much.
I asked for strength. And God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom. And God gave me problems to solve. I asked for courage. And God gave me dangers to overcome. I asked for love. And God gave me troubled people to help. My prayers were answered.
Sabi girl no dey too like talk. Animals they in